Hey everyone, welcome to the video. We're going to be breaking down tonight's main slate starting at 6. If you've been to the channel before, you know I'm not a big fan of the day slate, so I'm going to be passing on that, but I will help you out with the main slate tonight. Before we continue though, if you could leave a like, subscribe to the channel, I'd really appreciate that. Alright, so anyway, let's get back into the slate. I don't really like the slate too much. It's 4 games. I'm not really a fan of those. It's either 4 or 5 games, but I think the obvious number one pitcher tonight's going to be Trevor Bauer. I wouldn't be surprised if he's over 60% owned. It's going to be for good reason. I don't know how people are going to get away from him tonight. The Blue Jays have just not been very good this year. They couldn't get a hit. They couldn't get hits versus David Hess, Andrew Kashner, and now you're talking about an elite pitcher like Trevor Bauer, who I think could win the Cy Young this year. One of the best pitchers in the league. He's got an elite K rate, good xFIP. He doesn't give up a lot of power at all. .09 ISO both sides of the plate. I think he's the obvious number one play. It's a low Vegas total. He's a heavy favorite. I want to say like negative 190, negative 200. So I think he's a slam dunk play tonight. I know the price is up there, but he's definitely worth it. He's got double-digit K upside and should get the win. And at SP2 tonight, that's where it gets a little tough, but I think we're going to have to go to Yu Darvish. I know he gives up some hard contact, but he has some strikeout upside. He's got that 27% K rate, 32% to righties, 21% to lefties. He does give up some power, though. High over to lefties, but I think that's where we're going to have to go tonight. The price isn't too bad, and the Braves are worse versus righties compared to lefties, which Darvish is a righty. They strike out 24% of the time to them compared to 14% of the lefties. So he's got that going for him. I know Cunha has a high strikeout versus righties, so does Donaldson, but we're going to have to get around Inciarte and Freeman and Markakis and Albies, those guys. But I think he's where we're going to have to go. He has 6-7 strikeout upside, I think, around there. And if he can get that, give up a couple runs, I think we'll be okay. I don't think he's going to blow up or anything. And also, I am wondering what people are going to do with Aaron Sanchez, because I know people are going to want to attack the Indians' offense, but I don't know. I just don't like him in this spot. He's 7,000. He's not a good pitcher. 521 xFIP, 18% K rate. He's got a high walk rate. And if you look at his numbers versus lefties, pretty bad, near 200 ISO, high exit velocity, low K rate, high 16% walk rate. That's really up there, and a high WOBA as well. And we got some lefties like Martin, Bowers, Santana, and obviously the big one, Ramirez. So I'm actually going to look to stay away from that, and I wouldn't even mind maybe a sneaky Indian stack 1 through 4. That should be kind of low owned. So I wouldn't even mind if you went there. I don't know if Sanchez is going to be popular or not. I wouldn't play him, but just my opinion on that. For the hitters tonight, I like the Pittsburgh lefties going against Maley. I think that's how you pronounce his name. He's got drastic splits versus left-handed bats. 420 WOBA, 276 ISO, high exit velocity, extremely high walk rate, and just about everything. He's not a very good pitcher when it comes to left-handed bats. So I really like Frazier, I like Dickerson, and I like Bell. Those are my targets from the Pirates offense. I also like the Cubs offense versus Fried. I'm never sure how to say his name either. But he's not a bad pitcher, but his splits versus lefties, so he's kind of a reverse splits kind of guy because he's a lefty. He has worse splits versus lefties, but I also like all the Cubs here because they hit righties very well. So Almara's fine leading off. I know he doesn't have a ton of power or anything, but Chris Bryant obviously in play versus a lefty. Anthony Rizzo, people might leave him off because they see the lefty versus lefty matchup, but I'm not scared of it. As I said, he's got that high ISO, and he's worst pitcher versus lefties, really. And Anthony Rizzo can still hit lefties. Obviously not as good as righties, but I wouldn't leave him off for sure. And then Baez is fine. Contreras is fine. So no problem going with those guys. Also like the Angels tonight, going against Valquez. Yeah, he doesn't have the data there, but I think Calhoun's fine. Trout's fine. Bohr fine. Trout obviously being the number one play. Sooner or later he's going to hit a home run, or even 2, so I'm not sure if he's going to be high owned tonight because people are going to be trying to fit in Bauer, but Trout's obviously an excellent play. So I like the top 3 guys from the Angels, and also love the Rangers lefties tonight. Matt Harvey, he's been showing some improvement, but versus lefty, he's still a guy you can really attack. 225 ISO, higher WOBA. It doesn't have the best strikeout rate, decent walk rate though, but definitely a fly ball pitcher. So I love Chu tonight. I love Odor. I love Mazzara, and Joey Gallo's an awesome play. He's probably one of the top home run calls tonight. If you look at his main pitch, which is the sinker, let's fix that. So versus the right-handed sinker, Joey Gallo has a 415 ISO, Mazzara a 346 ISO, Odor a 356 ISO and Chu a 235 ISO. They obviously have high WOBAs. And I just think they're all excellent plays tonight. I love those Rangers lefties, and they're all pretty decently priced. I know Gallo's about 5,000, but the rest you can easily fit in. So I think they're in a great spot tonight. I absolutely love them. Some guys that I'm not too big on, but I wouldn't mind if you went to them either. Some of the top two from the Cincy order from lefties. Lyles isn't actually that bad. He's actually pretty good versus lefties, but I wouldn't mind if you went Winker and Votto, just because they're high in the order, and Winker's pretty cheap, and they're much better versus righties. So wouldn't mind if you went there. Not my top option, and I think a sneaky stack tonight could be the Indians. Obviously, I'm not prioritizing that or anything. I just think it could be a little sneaky. It's such a short slate, so you never know who can go off. But Martin, Ramirez, Bowers, Santana, that might be a little sneaky just from how bad Sanchez is versus lefties. And yeah, that's really all I got. So if you have any questions, you can comment below. I know it's a pretty short video, but there's not much stuff to talk about in this slate. Tomorrow's slate's gonna be pretty fun on Fridays. Those are always good. But anyway, like I said, if you have any questions, comment below. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate that, and good luck today.